Hello everyone, welcome to the fourth episode of Press Load.
Hello
This
everyone.
episode is gonna be leaked, like the emails from Xbox.
Yeah, we have a lot of information that got leaked from the trial from the FTC. Apparently they uploaded a lot of information that was private on the website, and everyone got to see all their plans. So there were a lot of leaks of Bethesda games that will come in the following years. That some of the games that are in the list already changed, so I don't think everything will be exactly like the list say.
Elder Scroll in 2 years.
Yeah, no, it's impossible. Then it say that they wanted to buy Nintendo and Warner Brothers, like at least the gaming section of Warner Brothers. A new mid-gen refresh for Xbox. This is not like a pro console, it's just like the same Xbox Series X, but now all digital, adorably digital. And yeah, I think I don't know, when it comes to Nintendo, I don't think we need to panic about Xbox buying Nintendo, because I don't think it's possible. They are having a very rough time trying to get Activision Blizzard, so I don't think it will be possible to just go and buy Nintendo. But again, this shows a little bit the intentions that they have, that even if they think it's good, I don't think it's really that good. Mostly because with this new console and how they are pushing the digital format and subscriptions, we can see that they really want to have this I don't know, all digital future. And the more they buy, the more they will just push that format. So
yeah, I mean, when a company start to do these things and they start to buy different studios, put everything online, let's say Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix started good, no? Okay, good service. What is Netflix today? Really bad shows.
Yeah.
One good show from time to time. And that's what's gonna be Xbox in the future.
Yeah.
And what it is now is one game, good game, but if everybody subscribes to them and they start just buying Xbox, don't buy PS5, PS6 anymore, whatever, it's gonna become like Netflix. A shitty service, a shitty cheap service, but
yeah,
forget about quality games or forget about quality shows, like in the case of Netflix.
Yeah.
The good shows are from HBO.
Yeah, and I think now it sounds like it's a really good deal, but because now I think Microsoft is in the position in where they can just waste money on Game Pass, and they say that they are wasting money. It's just they are the only ones that can handle that stuff. I don't know, apparently there were some leaks about how much money Microsoft need to pay to have these games on Game Pass, and it was I don't know, 300 million. In case of Rockstar, they need to pay 5 million per month to have Red Dead Redemption 2 on Game Pass, if Rockstars accept that kind of deal. So it's a lot of money, and I think in one moment they won't be able to sustain that situation for a long period. And then is when we start to get these mediocre games that people seem to say okay, I don't know, it happens with Exoprimal. It's a game that came everywhere, and it has the best score on Xbox because it's on Game Pass, and the people say, man, at least it's on Game Pass. But it's you start to say, well, at least it's on Game Pass, and it doesn't matter that much because you are not paying that much, but you forget about like getting good games. Of course, Game Pass as a service, as it is with the PlayStation Plus, I think it helps some indie developers to boost like their games. But when we talk about AAA gaming, I don't think it's possible to sustain a chat with like subscription. And then the other thing I think is like the killing the physical media. The way that they are like trying to show it as a better thing, a better future without physical media, I think it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's only because like the people that consume Xbox doesn't buy physical.
No.
So they just try to push that into the other console.
Yeah.
And I don't know, PlayStation fans, I think they like more physical on Nintendo. Like the sales in Japan, for example, the PS5 with disc is like 10 times or more than the digital. No, more.
Yeah.
Or like Wii was like 50,000, something like that.
Yeah, I think the standard console, that is the one with the disc drive, was around 40,000 something, and the digital only was like 2,000. So it's a massive difference. So I don't know, because also like I understand that for Microsoft, like they show that they have 75% only have like the digital console. So it's a big number of people that really don't care about the other one. And I know that like the disc that they have is not that it has the game inside. It's kind of like a key that you put inside the console that connects to a server and you download the game, but you are not installing the game from the disc. So it's not the same as with Sony, that for example Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, it needs to come in 2 discs because it doesn't fit in like one Blu-ray. So I think like for them physical is pretty much dead, and it doesn't have any meaning more than just a case with a disc. No, you don't have the game, you don't own it even if you buy it physical.
Yeah, it's not that physical games are dying, but they are trying to kill it with Game Pass because it's the only thing they have.
Yeah.
I mean, besides some games, Starfield, let's say, is okay, but
yeah, I guess like apparently the next gen console from Microsoft will be a hybrid between cloud and some other things. So,
but they also say that if they don't reach how many, like 50 million subscribers on Game Pass by 2027
or something,
or 28, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
They are gonna stop making games.
Yeah, which is like weird because like if you are buying, man, I guess that's the point in where like they decide to buy that many companies just to make sure that people will move to their consoles. But it's not working, and I think like they underestimated a lot how PlayStation is like managing the fan base, and Nintendo too. Like, and it is with good games. It's just that like there is no other explanation, because I don't know. Of course, there is a lot of people that is subscribed to PlayStation Plus and all that stuff, but no one is like buying a PlayStation just to subscribe to PlayStation Plus. I don't think that's something that happens. And it's the same with Nintendo. No one is buying the Nintendo Switch to have Nintendo Online. It's just like an extra feature that if you want, you pay some money per year or per month to get like that features. But it's not like the main motivation to buy the console. So, yeah.
And it's not like we are saying this because we are Sony fans and we hate Xbox.
No.
Like, I feel like if Sony did the same, we will say
I will quit having the console.
Yeah, because I had a Xbox 360 in the past, and I like it even more than the PS3 because I didn't have much PS3 games.
Yeah.
Xbox was cheap. But
Yeah. No, yeah, I think there was a moment where, especially in that era, in the 360 era, where like Microsoft had something really big. I think it was kind of like in the same position that is Sony now. A lot of third-party exclusive and things like that that now is in Sony's hands. So I guess it's how it is. Like I think like if Xbox comes with like good games and those games like pique my interest, I won't doubt in getting like a console to play those games if it is like really good. The thing is also like you can get them on PC, so there is less reason to buy the console if you can build a PC eventually. Of course, like building a PC is expensive too, but I don't know.
yeah, if you have a PC, there is no reason to buy an Xbox.
Yeah. And like there is people that say no, but it's the same with PlayStation. Yeah, but you get the games like 2 or 3 years after. It's not the same. Like I wouldn't wait 2 or 3 years to play Final Fantasy 7 or God of War or I don't know, The Last of Us 3. There is some games that didn't even come to PC, like Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us 2. They are still locked on the console, so I guess it's not a good deal. But yeah. Then we had the... I don't know, you wanted to say something else?
Oh, then they also announced the new joystick.
Ah, yeah.
That is kind of like the
DualSense.
PS5 one, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna be that good, but I mean, I like the Xbox joystick, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like that it uses batteries.
Yeah, apparently they are like adding a rechargeable battery.
With wireless too.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. And then we had the Tokyo Game Show. It was this week.
Today even.
Yeah, it was it started on Thursday, one on Friday, today, and tomorrow is the last day, but I don't know what we have tomorrow. I think nothing. It's more like if you are there.
Yeah, but it closed today. At midnight, I think. Something like that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we have, let me see, this first game.
I mean, on the first day they announced a couple of games. We have the Xbox. They have like a stand there.
Yeah.
And they announced. I mean, I have a list here, like a Fallout 76 expansion that no one cares.
Yeah.
The worst Fallout.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably has some players because otherwise they wouldn't make any more content. But yeah, I don't know if it's...
Yeah, the Elder Scroll Online just coming to Japan.
Yeah.
They release on Game Pass the Ace Attorney trilogy, and those are good games, but still, old games.
Yeah.
Give me something new too. You can play it everywhere. Again, Eiyuden Chronicle, Game Pass, Day 1. New maps on Exoprimal, no one cares again. Hotel Barcelona.
No, was ugly.
You didn't like that game.
It was really weird. And they were
But I
like...
think the designs were made by Suda. Yeah, but I didn't like the designs. That was the one that was filled of kind of classic monsters, no?
Which one?
That Hotel Barcelona.
Yeah, it seems like it had like a Jason or something like that. But it probably was called Shakeover. I don't know.
Yeah. New Dragon Quest spin-off, Infinity's Trash, The Adventure of Dai. Doesn't look that good, but Game Pass.
Yeah.
That's the thing, no? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, Game Pass, man. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess like, and also I feel like the I don't know developers like Square or even like Capcom, they know that those games won't sell that much, like Exoprimal, and they say okay, they wonder because they don't release Dragon's Dogma that we're gonna talk later on Game Pass Day 1 or Resident Evil 4. It's like those games, no, but this one, Exoprimal, Square, it's the same. Like here we have, I don't know, this Dragon Quest. Some people might play.
Yeah, at least in Japan, they love it. So.
Yeah.
And then more Ryuga Gotoku, like a dragon. Game Pass Day 1. It's a new one, I think. A new one, and they announced some old one. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think it was like many Yakuza games on Game Pass. But that is because I think they have something with Sega. I don't know why, but they have like something.
Yeah. Also that they say that they were planning. I don't know if they were planning or discussion of making like a Sega Xbox in Japan, like a Sega version.
Yeah.
Even with the Sega logo.
Yeah, but they say that it was going to be or that or like that thing that they made for Starfield that is kind of like a rough.
Yeah,
something like that. But if it didn't come now, I think it will come ever maybe. But I don't know.
We have more games than I have no idea. I watched the stream, but Mineko's Night Market, My Lovely Empress.
Yeah. That one was a game from Indonesia or something like that.
Yeah. Then Octopath Traveler 2 coming on to Xbox. Palworld.
But Octopath Traveler. Yeah, that one is like a Pokemon game rip-off, but with like third-person shooter mechanics. Really weird.
Yeah, seems interesting.
But like the monsters look the same, like they have the same eyes and things like that. It's kind of like I don't know.
Is it from China?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because if something look the same, but a little bit different, is because it's from China
or Korea.
No, it's not Japanese. Pocket is developed by Pocket Pair Inc. Where is this company from? I need to know. I don't want to blame on the Chinese without. Well, you keep talking.
Yeah, I already showed the games, the other two that we had, because I don't think we have much to say. So I just
let's keep reading the list. Party Animals with Ori, a collaboration. It's like I think I watched some streaming.
Not Party Animals.
Kind of like a fighting game, like with multiplayer.
Yeah.
Persona 3 Reload.
Persona 3 Reload.
Persona 5 Tactica. It's like a tactics games.
Yeah. Unnecessary.
Of course, with the name. DLC of Wulong, second DLC, I think.
It is kind of funny with Team Ninja that it's Team Ninja, right?
Wulong is Team Ninja.
No, because I always
it's Team Ninja.
Man, I always like find it kind of funny how
Team
they
Ninja.
Yeah.
And they release the last Ronin.
Yeah.
The last Ronin, no?
Yeah. But that one is coming next year for PS5 only.
Sorry, China. Pocket Pair is from Japan.
Well, at least they are copying themselves. I mean, it's kind of funny how they support their games with DLCs, because they did the same with Final Fantasy Origins. They supported with DLCs, and like the game, I don't think it was that well received in terms of sales.
Yeah, no.
You love it, but I know.
I don't love it. I just like it. I enjoy it.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Then that's only the first day.
Yeah, that's the first day. The next day, they announced that game that you show, Warhaven, like a, I don't know, multiplayer medieval fantasy game.
Yeah.
Seen from Korea. I'm not interested in those games, but it could be good.
Yeah.
And the other one called Beast. It's like a
Tactical.
tactical RPG, kind of like Baldur's Gate. And I mean, at least it's interesting, and it seems like you play with the villain.
Yeah, it seems it looks cool at least. But yeah, it's not games that I think we're gonna try.
No, I mean, if it comes out and everybody start talking about it, and it's good, I try it.
Yeah. And then we have Capcom too. Capcom is lately doing some very weak streams, to be honest. Like, we want to see Pragmata. That game, I don't know what is happening. Like, the last time they just showed like 2 seconds of gameplay. Like, literally.
Saying, sorry, we are.
Yeah. They did like the video saying like sorry 2 times, and the third one that it was this last one, it was okay, we are like pushing or delaying the game until it's ready. There is no more release date or anything like that.
I'm okay with that. If it's not ready.
Yeah. No, yeah, and I think like Capcom always wants to release their games in good shape, so that is the best thing too. But one thing that we had that it was really interesting, at least I am a little bit excited to play. Wait, I need to fix this.
Dragon Dogma.
Yeah, Dragon's Dogma.
That was from today, I think.
Yeah. I think the game looks really good. Again, it's made in the same engine as all this new wave of games of Resident Evil and things like that. So we know that it will look good and it will run good. But Devil May Cry 5 also was...
It kind of reminds me how it looks, the lighting and everything, like to Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, I was going to say the same. It's very similar. And again, this is directed by the same guy that is in charge of the Devil May Cry series, so I think he's a nice director. Yeah, I think
the gameplay they showed was quite bad.
You didn't like it?
Not the gameplay itself, but the person that was playing. I don't know. It was just running and
like they
escaping from most of the monsters.
Yeah, I think like the gameplay is kind of like a combination of like Monster Hunter with a few other things, and apparently you have different like builds and classes that you can use. So I don't know. I remember the first game that I tried a few years ago, and it was really hard. Like happens with many Capcom's games that they are really hard. And it was good. Like I think it has like a lot of people that really like it. That's why I guess they are making this second one. But this one looks a lot better than the first one. The first one, I think, even from like in the moment that came out, it looked a little bit outdated. Graphics and everything. This one, I don't know, it looks better. Like I like the artistic style that the game has, and the animations and that stuff. They show some classes like that I think you can unlock after you progress in the game a little bit, and those one has like more magic and things like that. It reminds me a lot of Monster Hunter, some of the animations, so probably that's why I like it. But yeah,
it's kind of like a Monster Hunter in the world of Final Fantasy 16
or The Witcher.
Yeah, But because of the lighting and everything, I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know when is coming this game because they show it so many times. It seems that it should come next year, like probably next year. I don't think it will just disappear because they
It's
show it,
hard to say.
but they show it like 3 times already. So I don't think they
Yeah,
will.
it seems that it's advanced.
Yeah.
But
Because I don't think they will just push it so much if it's coming like in a few years. Like unless something happens and they have a delay or something. Maybe it has already a date and I don't know, but
I don't know what Capcom has planned for next year. Some Resident Evil again?
no,
They didn't announce anything, no?
No, I think it's this one, the big game for them. They say that they have like it was like a 20th anniversary thing of Monster Hunter, but they didn't announce anything in specific, so I don't know if that will happen or what. But yeah, I guess this one is the one is coming. If Pragmata is delayed, this one should be the one that is coming next year.
It doesn't seem that it's as mainstream as the other Capcom.
No. It's more like it has a fan base, but it's a small fan base. I think this might be one of the games that it becomes popular, or maybe not, but I don't know, it looks good. I think it's a good looking game, so
yeah,
I will play it like day one. Because lately Capcom has been putting so much quality in their games. Street Fighter 6, even if you don't like Resident Evil 8 or 7, they were like good games in their own. The remakes 2, 3 and 4, maybe 3 wasn't that good, but it's a quality game. It's not something that is bad.
Yeah,
so
true.
Yeah.
What we have next?
What
we like?
Yeah. Next we have. I didn't know that this was so long. They show like so much of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So yeah, like
30 something minutes gameplay.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think they are showing after they leave Midgar and they are like just entering that open world.
Yeah, that's how you start the game. They say, I think.
Yeah. Apparently, like if you play the DLC and that stuff of Intergrade, you see that they are like traveling on the highway and things like that.
Yeah.
Buying the road, and they get picked up with a car. So this game, to be honest, I guess I can speak for both that we didn't expect that much. We expected like a few areas with a few hallways just to go around, and the more they show, the more excited.
Yeah, or kind of like 16.
Or kind of like 16, yeah. But if it was like that, I wouldn't be that upset. If it was just some hallways like they did with
No, it was gonna be okay, but this is better for me.
Yeah, this is a lot better. Even like it seems very, I don't know, unreal in some point, because the scale. I don't know if you saw the screenshots of the world map, but it seems really vast, and I don't know. I'm really impressed. I think I might not be.
I'm just excited that you can enter all the towns that are in the first.
Yeah.
In the gameplay, they show you entering Cannes. You can go to Goldshauser, Juno, Costa del Sol.
Yeah. Cosmo Canyon.
Everything. Yeah, Cosmo Canyon.
And apparently you
can.
Con Gaga, yeah, and you can go to the towns, and if you want to go back, you can do it. Like there is no limitation of I need to wait to the next playthrough to access again to this place. It's just like, I don't know if they say that it's an open world, but it's just like a semi-open area that is massive and it has a lot of things. But I don't know if they are like saying, no, this is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth open world.
You are not gonna have any loading screen, no? Once you are in the game,
no loading
no
screens.
loading screen.
That's insane, to be honest.
I wouldn't mind loading screen if you go to like another big game, like like Witcher 3, no? That you have the main area and then you have that north map. I don't remember the name.
The island, you mean?
Yeah, Skellig.
Yeah. Yeah, but it doesn't seem to be. Well, we don't know how it will be in the third game, but it doesn't seem to be necessary. But I really like what they are showing. To be honest, it will be very exciting to play the game. I think they say that because they work in Intergrade, that made them realize how to use the hardware of the PS5, and it was so much faster for them to just come out with all the game in 4 years only, because it is like that. And also they decided that Rebirth won't have any DLC because they don't want to take people, or like to divide the team, for some people make the DLC, other ones work in the third game. They just want to focus on this one to make it like a big game that you can play up to 100 hours, and then just wait for the third one. No DLC, no anything.
And Vincent and Sid, they say Sid also.
Yeah,
they mentioned Sid.
Yeah, because apparently you can fly the, how is it called? The tiny
Bronco.
Yeah.
Yeah, that they are gonna be. We saw Vincent, but you are not gonna be able to play with them like Red 13 in the remake.
Yeah, it seems like the party this time will be Cloud, Aerith, Tifa, Barret, Kai'Sid, and Red 13. I think it's okay. A little bit disappointed because Vincent and Sid is my party always.
And Yuffie.
And Yuffie too, yeah. I forgot that she was. But like, and also one thing that they say is that Vincent and Yuffie, they want to make them feel more like part of the story, because in the original they are optional. You can mix them. So in this one they want to really implement them in the story, and I think that shows with the DLC of Yuffie that they have plans for her. So yeah, I'm really excited for the game. It seems like, for what I understood, is that they are like taking some inspiration from Breath of the Wild. So you will have some areas that you need to go, and by exploring you will unlock parts of the map. And you have this the character that you like, Chadley. You need to you need to give him like a lot of information, and he will help you with the research of the exploration of the place and things like that.
But why Breath of the Wild? That's something that is like,
yeah, but like
Assassin's Creed game in Horizon.
Yeah, but I don't know, like, to say something. I see like the map, and I feel that it's more like a map that it doesn't have waypoints and things like that. You need to go and do this and that. It seems to be a map that you need to explore to discover what it has to offer. So that's why I think it's more like Breath of the Wild than a Horizon. Like, the moment you start the game, you have waypoints everywhere, and it becomes like just a checklist of things to do. And
I was afraid that when we were talking today before, that the map wasn't gonna be big enough to have everything on one scale. But like, I was showing you those pictures that I analyzed with the map, like the town of Cannes, that they show that Cloud's entering there, and they show the map. It's just like a really tiny part of the map.
Yeah, but and also
so that gave me hope, but I don't know if like Ghost Houser should be something really big.
But like I think it should be like Shunon. I don't know if that massive, because Shunon is massive, but when we
Ghost Houser can be, I mean, it's kind of in the sky. No, it's like a tower.
Yeah. I don't know how many areas will have the gold saucer. In the original, it was just a few areas with the mini games and that stuff. You have the theater.
And because they say there's not gonna be loading screen,
yeah,
it's not gonna be a separate area.
no,
I guess.
I think like you probably need to take like that thing, the train.
Yeah, the cable car.
Yeah, and you go just like that. Probably you have a fast travel later on if you want to use it, but it's nice that you just enter to the place without anything like that. I think is the best part of all the news that we got from the game today.
Imagine if like all the 3 games were connected. It was one game. I would be so crazy.
I think like one of the things that I think was kind of lame is that there is no like there is a small bonus for having a save file of the previous game, but it's just a material. I don't know. I would have enjoyed to have like the maybe not the level, but something that I don't know. If you put too many hours in the first one, you can carry some stuff to this one. And it's not like
it's weird to, I don't know, you have like a Firaga or what Fire 3 in 7, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like a super powerful cloud.
Yeah.
And then it's like 5-1. 5.
They should have like make in the first one, no? Make like a cap of 30. The match level was 30. And you get things that are good enough, but when you get to this game, those things are like useless. That would have been like the perfect thing. Maybe you can use those things.
I mean, like a MMO.
Yeah, or like in The Witcher, for example.
When a new expansion comes, all the things that were like the strongest thing before are useless.
It's useless. And that I think is the thing that will fit this game perfectly. Because also like I don't know. I would love to be able to level up to 99, but I don't think it will be possible in this one. Or maybe yes, but maybe that will be more for like the third game. But yeah, I think like the impressions are that this game will be, at least from a exploration and a recreation of the classic places and gameplay perspective, is a 10 out of 10, without a doubt. But when we talk about the story and that stuff, like I told you today and I've been telling you these days, I'm not excited for like the things that they want to include, because like if they take any media that they push about Final Fantasy VII into this game, it's kind of, I don't know, it becomes overwhelming, because I don't know, I play the spin-off like you did and the original game, but I didn't read novels or anything like that, or mobile games. That is something
I mean, they say there's gonna be a whole chapter about Zack.
Yeah, but like that, I don't know, at least I understand that Zack is something that it became really important for Final Fantasy VII. I don't know why, but they really like the character. Because in the first game, he's just like... in the original, he's just like a character that you see a little bit and that's it. Doesn't have much, I don't know, momentum.
No, then... Crisis Core wasn't necessary.
No.
In the same way, like Episode 1, 2, 3 in Star Wars wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
If you see the original, you don't need more information. But now these days, like, they give you more and more and more, and they don't leave anything for your imagination or something more not that obvious.
No, like the problem is also, if the games were all good, man, at least we can say now the games are like, maybe it wasn't necessary, but the games are really good. But you have Dirge of Cerberus, Crisis Core, Ever Crisis, Before Crisis, all they have the same fucking names, and I don't know, it's kind of like a little bit too much with Final Fantasy VII. But again, we can't deny that we are excited for this game. It's amazing to see that you can use chocobos and you can have the different colors of the chocobos to access different areas. The gameplay seems super solid too, like the first one was. So this one will have more like a combination of attacks with like your party members.
You can pet the baby choco.
You can pet the baby chocobo. Sephiroth will be playable, and I think it will be playable for a very good time, or like at least it seems to have a very solid gameplay.
Cloud is a puppy.
Cloud is a puppy. Yeah. But like, to be honest,
the name of the episode.
Yeah.
Cloud is a puppy.
Yeah. We need to write it down. To be honest, at first I thought that the gameplay didn't look much better than 7 Intergrade, but now that I see it again, yeah, they clearly make a big update in the.
Yeah, they just evolved the gameplay.
Yeah, but like the character, the character
was
models,
really good.
Yeah, the character models, for example, look really good in Rebirth, like better than before. Like the hair and the eyes, everything looks really, really good. And I'm seeing that you have Cloud, that he can go like crouching and trying to catch some chocobos.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I think it will be a very interesting experience.
But even if they say that you can play it without playing the first one,
no, that
because
is,
because it's obvious that they're gonna say that.
Yeah, they want to sell
They,
games.
they need to say that because it's obvious.
Yeah. I think like I will argue that you can't even play this one without playing the spin-off games. But
No, the original.
Yeah, the original
I
too.
think if you kinda, I don't know, enjoy it more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got the whole picture.
Yeah.
If you play the original first.
I think the remake and Rebirth, they are both prepared for the people that don't want to play those games. But there is some things that you don't feel the impact, because we don't know how to take this anymore. We don't know if it is like a sequel to the original game or if it is like another version. I think like I was watching the podcast that we watch always, and they gave like a good example that is kind of like the Evangelion movies. You have like the series and then you have the movies, and it's kind
the old movies or the new ones?
No,
I only
the new ones.
watch the old ones.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
one. Like it is kind of like the same. It tries to do some things the way they were before, but they add so much more that if you didn't watch the series before, maybe it won't have the same impact that if you did. So I think it's kind of like the same with this thing. So at least if you don't want to play the original remake, you need to play it. Like there is no way. It says that it will have kind of like a, I don't know if it is like a resume or video explaining the.
Yeah, but it's like playing Mass Effect 2 without playing the first one.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Like I think, for example, God of War Ragnarok has in the menu something that if you didn't play the previous one, you could like watch that to see the events of that, but like it doesn't make sense. Like it's so much of a sequel that it's impossible to just grab it and say, okay.
Yeah, if it's one game or two games that are connected to the story, you kind of need to play the other ones.
Yeah.
If it's like 6 games in the series, 7 games, like I don't know, the Yakuza games.
Yeah, maybe you
that's
can
another
something.
thing. Like it's too much.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. You have
What next?
You have something else to say about Final Fantasy VII?
No, let's keep it going.
Next, we have Resident Evil 4 DLC.
How it's called?
Separate Ways. Well, to be honest, like this is more Resident Evil 4, so it is really good. To be honest, it was like worth the price. It's cheap, and it's kind of funny because it could take you more to finish this DLC than what it took to finish the remake of Resident Evil 3. The difference.
How long is it?
It has like 7 chapters. So you can play around. Like, it depends how you play, because I was playing on hardcore, and because I am playing a long time, it was taking a long time for me to finish the game. So I guess it is around 5 hours, maybe, something like that.
Yeah, like how long to beat says 5 hours, 5.5.
Yeah. If you want to complete the entire thing, it's more, because you need to replay the game, do the speed runs, the same as the main one.
No, 5 hours. It can be a separate game, almost.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I think this is like for the people that were complaining and crying so much that the cut content in the original game, blah, 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 it's all here, and it's like better than it should be. Like for the people that also say no, but this was in the original game. No, first it wasn't, because the original came on GameCube and it didn't have that. And then
Don't get mad.
yeah. No, but like there is a
Okay, some technical issues.
yeah. So yeah, the Resident Evil DLC is really good, so I think it's worth the price of $10, €10. It's cheap and it is a lot of fun. So yeah. Then we have the free update of Cyberpunk.
Yeah, you have been playing that.
Yeah, this one.
I didn't.
Yeah, this one came out on Thursday, the same day of the DLC of Resident Evil. And yeah, like I think finally we get to play the game on on a good way. Like there is so many aspects of the game that now change and feel more natural, even though the game at like its core is the same game that we know, so it's not like it's changing. But the new skill tree is better, the skills are really good. I've been playing a lot, and I know now I have like this gameplay that is so fast and dynamic, and I really like it. Having like fights with police and other people, I think it's really good. But yeah, I don't know, I think it was like a big change.
I mean, well, it's not that I don't like, but doesn't get my attention, is like, because they changed the engine, no?
Yeah.
They're gonna use the red engine anymore.
Yeah.
Now with the Unreal Engine. They say that they are not gonna make more DLCs or anything. So kind of like this DLC, the next one, is gonna be in the middle of the story.
Yeah.
I would like to see how the story continues, because the ending is kind of...
Yeah, it's open, like an open ending. Yeah, and I think, but they announced the sequel, so at least we know that there is a sequel coming out soon.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like they are making the sequel in Unreal.
Okay.
They have, I think, a new studio in United States that is already working on the sequel. So, like, this game with the expansion, it gives me more hope about that sequel. I didn't play the expansion yet, but the scores of the expansions and everything has been great. Like very good reception and everything.
Yeah, I read some people saying like one of the best expansion ever. I don't know if it's an exaggeration or no, but like comparing it to the Bloodborne or Witcher expansion.
Yeah.
Is it like? You think it's like that? Or?
The people say that it's kind of like Blood and Wine from The Witcher.
That's
a lot to say. That's why I'm thinking like, okay, if it is that level, it is really good. But I think like when I started to play Cyberpunk, I played the PS4 version on PS5. The game was absolutely broken. I lost my save file because I couldn't like finish a quest and I needed to reset the entire game. There were like so many things in the game that broke my immersion all the time. Like if you wanted to see like cars, you couldn't see any cars. Like Night City was empty, no NPCs, no cars. You needed to like stand still for a moment and then the cars will appear. So there were like things like that, or like if you see cars at the distance, you could see like how they were like the animations, and it felt like it was like a paper thing. It was really bad, like full of things that were like broken. And then it has interesting things because of course this is CD Projekt Red and they have a legacy of making really good games. Like The Witcher 3 is one of the greatest RPGs ever, and its expansions are even better than the base games for me. So I think like they had a little bit of that in the game. The thing is like, I don't know, the game was so generic in so many things, and it still is. I don't think it's changing that, but like having this more dynamic system of like fighting police. Finally we see those police officers with the like the eyes or the lens they show in trailers. They come like in some kind of like flying cars and they come down and start to shoot you, and it gets like really tough. You see like people on cars like fighting each other. There is more like feeling, there is a feeling that the night city is alive, like giving you more to like experiment. And like the game came out 3 times. It was like one time on 2020 that was really broken. Only on PC it was playable to some degree. Then it came out again last year with an update for the native PS5 version and Series X.
That's when I played.
Yeah, that's where you play, and that's where I finish the game. And then we got this one. The graphics change a lot in this one. Like I don't want to sell it as a super big change, but you see the lightning effects, the textures, the smoke coming out of the sewers, and NPCs, they look a lot better. Plus the gameplay that is a lot better. Driving feels better too. So there is so many small things. The loot of the game, it becomes like more important. Like if you need to do gigs, you get like some kind of loot that will allow you to get more skills, and then making a build becomes a little bit more interesting. And they removed some unnecessary things that just didn't add to the experience. I don't know if you remember, but I can't remember if it was already in the version that you played. But you remember like sometimes you were like fighting too much, you had that problem that it was like overheat and you started to lose life. HP.
I don't remember.
But they had like something like that at the beginning of the game, so it was really annoying because you need to like take care of the enemies that were attacking you, and also of you overheating and dying every 2 seconds. And now like every item that you use to heal yourself is unlimited. It's just a cooldown, so you need to take care of the cooldown. And you have skills to upgrade that and to change how much it will take for the items to be available again to use. Same with the grenades. There is skills for like the vehicle cars like combat and things like that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it became a more fun game to play. Is it a super game? No, I don't think so. But it's a fun game to play at least a little bit. It is immersive. The gameplay is fun. The AI of the enemies is a lot better now. They really go all out with some of the enemies that you will find. So yeah, I think with
What about the hacking tree and all that? Because when I played at the beginning, I was upgrading all my hacking skills.
Yeah.
And trying to infiltrate that the building, the base, and the missions, and do everything silently. But at the end, I got tired, and I kind of beat the game with like a katana, just slashing and cutting everyone.
Yeah, for what I understood, like the hacking thing is a lot better too. I didn't try it because I don't like much the style. I'm just making a build that is kind of like the character from the anime. So it's just like that. I go super fast. I slow down the time and things like that. And I'm using that kind of things like Cyberpunk that will speed my movement, and I can jump and dash in the air.
But those things are better now because the when I played was kind of.
I feel a lot better now. The gameplay, like with the guns too, it feels a lot better. You have skills like if you are like going in your car, you can double tap circle to jump out of the car in the air and start to shoot. I don't know, it became like dynamic, that is the word. More fun to play and things like that. I think like what I feel it will happen is that they probably make the real Cyberpunk game on the expansion. So I think like the expansion probably will be really good in a narrative aspect, in the quest and the things that you can do. Maybe the place that you can explore probably will be fun too. And then the contrast with the base game maybe will be a little bit, I don't know, big.
Yeah, because you're gonna play the expansion before finishing the game.
Yeah.
So then you finish the expansion, come back to the last mission of the game.
It's a little bit weird. If it was at the end, I would say okay, something changed. You can, I don't know, they can make like a time skip, for example, and everything changed, and then you say okay, everything changed, and now it's like this. But I heard some people saying that it felt that some of the narrative of the expansion felt like it was The Witcher in terms of how they speak and things like that. So it felt like they took the people that was in charge of making The Witcher and they put them here to write the quest and things like that, and the characters or whatever. So yeah, I think like the expansion will probably be a 9 out of 10 or whatever score the people gave. But I think the contrast with the base game will be big. So it doesn't make sense that you will have such a powerful narrative and thing in the middle of the game and then you have a weak ending. Because the story I don't think is necessarily bad. I don't know what you feel, but I think it's kind of like messy. It's, I don't know, it's made like a mess. Like,
yeah, and it ends kind of abruptly. Like I didn't expect. Oh, this is the last mission.
Yeah, like yeah, it goes too fast, and it happens the same again. Like I think like the first few hours of the story are really good when you are with Shaki and you need to infiltrate this building to steal the relic and all that stuff. I think those hours of like building that stuff is really interesting. But after that, I think everything goes kind of like, I don't know, too fast, and then it's over. But there is a few side quests that are like good, or that we like at least a little bit. And yeah, I don't know. I have the feeling that there is more places to enter, but it's just like stores. You have, I don't know, 100 stores to buy ammo and guns and things like that. others to buy, I don't know, clothes, others to buy
What
junk.
about the NPCs?
The NPCs, at least the people, it seems to be like doing stuff. Like sometimes I found some of them like talking and saying things, and then they start to shoot each other. The same with the cars. They might be in cars like fighting between them, and then you can like just join and start to kill them. But yeah, I don't think they are like doing anything crazy. I didn't try to follow any NPC because I don't know, it's not like I wanted to see that. But it seems to be like the place feels alive. There is a lot of traffic, a lot of cars. Now if like you are like driving and for example you crash your car with other car, that could just call the police. When the police call, you hear like they are calling each other, and you start to say like really weird things like, we need to dispatch a unit in this area, and the other police officer will say like something like, okay, yeah, like, this is my neighborhood, maybe we can go for some tacos someday, and I don't know, like they start to speak like that. It is fun to see, and it adds a little bit to the game. But I don't know, like it took too much time to get to this point, so I would understand if people is already tired of waiting for this game to be over, because it really felt like it was in early access for 3 years. Then something that I think I wanted to mention is that the game has like 2 options for the graphics, performance and ray tracing. When the first PS5 version of the game came out last year, I could argue that the ray tracing looked better than the performance mode. But now, because they changed so much graphics, I don't see the point in using the ray tracing, because you have 30 frames and it's not like ray trace reflections or things like that, it's just shadows. So I don't know, it's like, yeah, if you see the shadows maybe look a little bit better, but I didn't see much difference, to be honest, and it plays great on performance mode, so I would recommend just to go with that.
Okay.
Well, that's
Maybe
it.
I'm gonna play it in the future.
Yeah, if
Not
the,
for now, but
if the expansion is good, maybe it's worth like playing.
yeah, I'm not that much interested. But
Yeah, it lost a little bit the momentum of Cyberpunk.
yeah, that's the thing.
Has been
You should kind of, because they first need to fix the game
yeah.
in order to make the expansion.
Yeah, one other thing is that I didn't find a single bug now. Nothing at all. So this is like the game that should have come 3 years ago. That's a problem.
3 years ago it came out, yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem. It came 3 years too early.
Yeah, you make a DLC of like 3-year-old game, like
Yeah.
no one remembers the game.
No, and it is again like we were like talking about Elden Ring. It's not taking too much for the DLC to come, because the game came at the beginning of last year. This year nothing. And we understand that they got Armored Core out this year, so they put a game, but I don't know, like making an expansion like 2 years after feels a little bit weird.
Yeah, and the thing, like games like that,
Yeah,
if you don't play that game in a while,
yeah,
you lose all your skills. You
Yeah.
need to learn to play again.
yeah, I didn't touch.
And that's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I didn't touch Elden Ring in a long time now, and it will be a pain in the ass too, because also it will be harder than the base games for sure. But yeah.
Okay. A little bit of update on Baldur's Gate now. You stopped playing for the time being, no?
Yeah, I stopped like
How long did you play?
30 hours.
30 hours. Okay, I play 73 hours, something like that. And I have to say that Act 2 for me, it's way better than Act 1. I like it way more. The story, the characters.
So you think
How the game started, I think it was quite not memorable. No, in that the what's called those tentacle guys. Well,
yeah, I can't remember the name.
yeah, in that ship and how it started is kind of meh.
Yeah, it starts. It's very slow too.
Yeah, and then the Act 1 is you are in the refugee camp with the group, and then we have the goblin area, but it's not that much interesting. It seems like it's something not related to what's happening to you.
Yeah, it's more like for like introductions of your party members than other thing.
Yeah, and in Act 2, I mean, you have to go to this place called Moonrise Towers. That you have the quest, I think. On Act 1, you had that quest.
Yeah,
you know that you have to go there.
I stopped like I went to the Underdark. I did everything there, and I took the boat to this other place.
Yeah, but that boat is still part of the Underdark.
Yeah.
That's where that adamantine forge is.
Yeah.
But it's part of the Underdark. It's still not part of Act 2.
Yeah.
You have that, then you have the mountain pass, I think.
Yeah.
So it's better if you do those two things before advancing to the second part. And in the second part, you start to see the main villains of the game. You have this general that commanding the Moonrise Tower called Ketheric. I really like the character. Like, well written.
Like
it seems more something like coming out of Elden Ring. The guy.
But it's like it's part of like any race of any of the characters that you have. Oh no, it's not connected in any way.
It's Ketheric is a human general that is immortal. That's quite good. But yeah, I did it way faster than Act 1 because of course you know how to play. Your level is higher.
Yeah.
But there were 2 or 3 fights that were really difficult. One is against a demon in a mausoleum. That I literally that fight, and the other one I couldn't beat them without saving like between the fights. Like I did a movement, it went good, save. If I miss the attack, load. And like that, like 4 or 5 saves.
Yeah.
Because it was impossible.
Yeah.
The other fight is a fight with, I don't know, you fight against 20 enemies. You have other characters that help you, but they are weak characters.
Yeah.
It's super difficult.
Yeah, no, I think like the difficulty level in Baldur's Gate is insane. Like I enjoy the game, but it was, I don't know, I found it like harder than playing Elden Ring or things like that, because it's a lot about like strategy all the time.
Yeah, and luck.
And luck. That is the problem, luck, because it depends so
you
much.
Have like 85% of hitting something and you miss like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That is like the problem with the game. I think it depends too much on luck, and it can like be a pain in the ass. And the fights get so long just because of that, because you are missing attacks and things like that, and the enemy seems to always hit you. Like they don't miss anything almost.
Yeah. Finally, I had my sex scene in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that I want to see that, but
no, but it's nice to.
It was crazy to see that you see literally the hard pee, let's say, going in, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but I think it's nice that we can move on from like preventing games to have more like mature tone in that level, because it seems like
Yeah, if the game is for adults,
yeah, I don't know. I wonder how they will do in Japan with the game, because I will
yeah,
I
it's
would
gonna be
like,
censored.
yeah, I would like to buy that version just to, I don't know, to see what they do. Like they
And also, it's stupid because, first of all, a kid is not gonna be able to
in Japan,
reach that.
in Japan,
that
yeah, mostly in Japan, they are like super strict with everything. So I don't think.
no, because the game is hard.
Yeah, man, that too.
But also, there's like on YouTube is kind of cut. But now that I watch this scene, I don't know how is it in the game that you can have, Halsting,
Yeah,
the druid.
yeah.
You know that you can have sex with Halsing
Eh,
in bear form.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I,
And on YouTube, they cut the end. But now that I see this, it's like,
yeah.
well,
You have a sets with the devil
yeah, with Carla.
Carla.
I don't know. And I didn't like much Shadowheart, but at the end of the act 2 and now, she became better.
Yeah, yeah. I think I was enjoying like the quest line that she's having with this cult that adopted her when she was a child. She seems like very confused about why she's like doing the things that she's doing. I think they did something to her memory. She's kind of devoted to, I don't know.
Sharp.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of ends in act 2.
Yeah.
Not completely, but that part of her.
Yeah. So, how many hours did you play? 70?
A little more, 73, 24, I think. Act 1 took me like 40 something hours.
Yeah.
Act 3, I don't know how long it's gonna take. But because they say it's not as good as the other one, that it's more buggy.
Yeah, but they keep releasing updates, huh? They put an update yesterday, I think. 8 gigabytes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's why I felt some changes and I didn't know why.
Yeah. No, they are.
Like, for example, when you level up before and you have the 4 characters, you level up one, go back, level up the next one.
Yeah.
Like today, I level up, and like you level up, and then next character can on the same screen.
Yeah, and apparently they put like a magic mirror in your camp.
That was.
So you can change. Yeah, you can change the appearance.
Yeah. I thought it was something of Act 3.
Act 3, I think, like, apparently it's not that it works that bad, at least on PS5. I think it got better. It's just that it is the less stable of the 3. Did you find many bugs in the second act, or not that many?
No, I think only once the game shut down itself.
Yeah, but that is something that happens.
But then, what happened a lot, and it's happening still, like maybe you in the middle of fight, you command like someone to attack someone, and it takes some time to do action.
Yeah, I think like I am excited to go back to the game, but I think I will do it after Alan Wake.
But would you be able to get back into it?
Yeah, I think I will try. Because I think like if you say that the Act 2 is a lot better and it has good characters and everything, it is more exciting.
Because you like From Software, you like those Dark Thing, Berserk. I think that character, at least from Act 2, you are gonna like it a lot.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like for me, it was the same for that you say. Act 1 was very slow. I enjoy it. I was enjoying the game because I played 30 hours. But I got to a point that I felt that I was burned out, and I thought, well, I'm gonna stop now a little bit, and then I come back in a few weeks. Because it was really slow. And it's also a very long game.
I mean, it is slow. It's still slow, and it's gonna be slow, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, but at
But
least...
it's not tiring me. I don't know why. Like the other day,
Yeah, you play like...
I think I started playing at 8 a.m. and I played almost 12 hours without.
yeah. Because I was like logging in and out of the PS5, and you were always online. Always online. So, I don't know if it's like just a coincidence that I log in at the same time that he's logging in, or if he's just playing without stopping.
No, well, I was playing.
Yeah.
So I want to finish it so I can play other games. So.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we still have time until Alan Wake.
When it's coming out?
In 1 month.
No, yeah. Baldur's Gate, I'm gonna finish it maybe. I don't know if this week or next one, for sure.
Yeah.
If I can play 2 days, 12 hours
Yeah.
again without. Yeah. Well, okay. The next update is gonna be when I finish it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give my final score. And remember, the people who listen us, Julia, again, we upload reviews and some trivia and things on Instagram and Twitter too.
Yeah, Twitter.
So I don't know.
In Twitter, we are a little bit limited because we don't pay for Twitter. I don't think we
And we are
will.
not gonna.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a mess to write the review because we need to put it in the comments and all that stuff. So if you really want to read what we are like writing, Instagram is the best place.
Yeah, we do like small reviews, a few paragraphs.
Yeah.
Because no one's gonna read like a 2-page review these days mostly.
No, it's just like...
And even less on in Instagram. But yeah, and we give a score to the games that we are playing. We try to do it in a nice way, I think. Follow us. I always wanted to say that.
Yeah.
And
So
well,
now we have a special again section.
yes,
Uh,
because I mean you bought the games also, and we really like Final Fantasy, and we kind of want to do a review every Final Fantasy eventually. So, which better way to start than with the classic era, no?
Yeah, and first, I think like every Final Fantasy game had like too many versions. You have HD versions, PC, PSP ports, PC ports, I don't know, PS1 ports. Like these games, we are going to talk from 1 to 6. The best way to play them is the Pixel Remaster. And even better, I think, in console because it has like extra features, and like if you just want to play for the story, it has a lot of things to make it faster. You don't need to grind and things like that. So
Yeah, and you can even play it on a smartphone.
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So I think this is the best version, mostly because it keeps the original art and it does something nice with how they look. Sometimes they try to do some different art style for, I don't know, 3, 4 seats.
The first one is kind of like it's a remaster, no?
Yeah.
let's say it's not a remake, of course, but kind of, because the graphics of the first one are way more basic.
Yeah.
Still are basic, but
No, but they look. I was playing Final Fantasy VI the other day, and the effects of the fights and everything look very beautiful.
yeah. Well, but Six is the peak of
of the old
like
ones.
pixel graphics in its time, so it didn't need that much fix.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, but yeah. I mean, first, I wanna talk about how Square begins.
Yeah.
Because first, I mean, now it's Square Enix. It got merged with Enix, the company that made Valkyrie Profile, Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest, yeah. Star Ocean.
Star Ocean. It was another giant. But Square was first founded in 1983, and it was kind of like a, in Japan, of course, it was kind of like a family business, they say. And at that time, it seemed like in Japan, most games were made like one programmer, like one guy doing everything, like small game. But they started to kind of incorporate graphic designers, story writers. That's where I think they went to some Tokyo University to get students from those careers.
Yeah.
And then they hire, of course, Yonobu Sakaguchi, Uematsu, etc. And of course, because at the beginning it was kind of like this is important to say because how we got Final Fantasy 1. They kind of moved to Ginza in Tokyo. That is kind of like a super rich area, like the richest area of the town, where you're gonna see all the Gucci and all those things.
Isn't there where we have like all the embassies too? Or I'm mistaken? Or it was closed?
Some embassy. Yeah, most of the embassies were in.
I think they were.
Don't burn me. No. I don't remember. Asau, around Asau. Area, I don't know if it was Ginza. Anyway, they moved to that area to make it seem like they were like a rich company or something, and to get kind of investors. You know, they were pretending.
They always take such a weird decisions from the origins. It's something like they always do.
Yeah, well, but with that, the renting of the office was too expensive. The games they were releasing didn't have succeed, so they had to move out of Ginza. They moved to doesn't matter, another part of Tokyo, cheaper area.
Yeah.
Well, they were kind of like money problems they had, so they asked for employees, or some employees, to pitch like 4 games, and Sakaguchi saying, I have this idea, no? But it was gonna be Final Fantasy 1. It was an answer to the money problem they had.
Yeah. I think they were.
Was important.
Yeah, they were about to go bankrupt, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Well, he got a team, and in a few months they launched the game. And there's like a rumor that they say that Final Fantasy was called like that because it's gonna be the last hope of the
company.
The company. But recently, Sakaguchi himself said that's just a rumor, that they just wanted a game that can be like a romanized and knowing Japanese like alphabet. And they had FF. They wanted to be called FF for short. Because like in Japan, Dragon Quest the short for Dragon Quest is Dorakun. They say Dorakun.
Mm.
So they wanted that with Final Fantasy. And with that, the Dragon Quest fighting fantasy, they were like a light novel, something like that. They got that. FF and like a last resort or something like somebody say Final Fantasy, and they say, yeah, that's final. You say it could have been named Forgotten
Fucker.
Forever. I don't know. No, Forgotten Fucker, no. Well, then in 1987, finally, they released the Final Fantasy for the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES, or Famicom.
Yeah, the first Nintendo console.
Yeah. In like the US, Europe, I guess, it was released in the 90s, like 3 years after.
And I
Of
think,
course, at that time, all the localization
yeah, it took a long time.
took a lot.
And I think, I can't remember, but I think Final Fantasy 1 and 2 probably had like around 15 versions of the game.
Yeah, a lot. And Sakaguchi directed from the first to the fifth. They are all those games are directed by him, by Sakaguchi. And of course, Yoshitaka Mano, the artist, is of almost every Final Fantasy of the mainland series.
Yeah, I think all of them.
Yeah, but the 12 has
12, yeah. 12, no.
I mean, the covers at least, yeah, it's Yoshitaka Mano.
Yeah, yeah, true.
But he was also the character designer for the first games.
Yeah.
Okay, it was released 87, directed by Sakaguchi. Not, I don't remember the number of people. It wasn't that much.
And the music made by Hironobu.
Yeah, the music is no Uematsu.
No.
Uematsu.
Yeah.
I mean, in almost every Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Up to 10 or
he worked like in yeah,
alone,
yeah, because then he worked a lot in no 15, no, in 14 he has a lot of songs there. 7 remake, a little bit in 16, but yeah, 10, not even 10, because in 10 he's already him with someone else. So his last full score is Final Fantasy 9.
The best game. Oh, okay. The gameplay of the first one. In the first games, you don't have the ATB bar. No.
Yeah.
You just have the menu, and like every Final Fantasy classic, you have a commands, attack, magic. You don't have MP. You have like magic levels and a certain amount of uses per level. Like say level 1 magic, you have 10 uses. You use all those 10, and you need to go to. I don't remember if you have like an in on the first one. Well, you need to rest or something to get back the points. But you don't have Ether, for example. And when you start the game, you have to name your characters. 4 characters, you have to name them. They don't have a name. And you have to choose a class. You can choose within 4 classes: fighter, black belt, or monk, thief, black mage, white mage, and red mage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 classes. I don't know to say 4. And then later in the game, you can upgrade some of them. Like fighter becomes knight, then have master, ninja, black wizard, white wizard, red wizard. The story is quite linear. I mean, is simple. You start the game in Cornelia. You are the 4 warriors of light. It's kind of like Final Fantasy Origin if you play it.
Yeah.
Like it's tied to the first one. Like it's called Origin. And you're this warrior of light that have like a shard that doesn't shine. It lost the shine. The king asks you to go to rescue his daughter, the princess, and then you get involved in, of course, restoring the crystals. And every time you beat a crystal, you restore the shine of the crystal. And eventually, you need to. I'm not gonna spoil the story, no.
Yeah.
You need to defeat the. Each crystal is guarded by a theme. And that's pretty much the first game. In the Pixel remake, you can beat it in less than 10 hours.
Yeah, it goes pretty fast.
Remembering now, it was at the beginning it's a little bit hard, like or annoying. Like you go to a dungeon, for example, and if you don't know, you go to the dungeon and look, every monster gives you poison. And if you don't know, and you have to buy a lot of antidotes.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just annoying.
Yeah.
And you don't have much money, so you have or grind a little bit money, buy antidotes. But it has those things of all games, no?
Yeah.
But overall, it's I would say it's a good game. Better than I expected because it's the first time that I complete the first one. Most of the game I played them before, but I never finished. Besides,
yeah, it happens.
4 and 5, I think.
It happens the same to me. I actually play Final Fantasy 1 on the PSP, like that version, and yeah, I never finish it.
Yeah, and I'm playing now without this version.
It's a pain in the ass.
And if you have the console, the old NES, and you have the game, maybe you can try just for love of the.
Well, that's what I did. I had like the PS1 versions of 1, 2, and 3 didn't come until later. 4 and 5 and 6. No, 6 no. Only 4 and 5. And yeah, I put them on the TV because I have the CRT TV and it looks beautiful, but playing that is just it's gonna be like tedious. You're gonna need to invest a lot of time. If you really want the purest way to play Final Fantasy 1, yeah, I guess that or the NES version.
The thing is, in the Pixel Remaster, you have without one button, you can see the map, even of the dungeon.
That is amazing.
So that's everything because you press I guess it's a square, and you see where the chests are.
Yeah.
Chests are, so you don't have to walk in vain and fight.
And also you have autosave. That is a blessing. Yeah. In those games,
autosave, you can save anywhere.
You can run fast. So, yeah, it's the best version.
It's a game changer. Okay, Final Fantasy 2 was released 1 year after the first one. In the US, it wasn't released because it was the first one. Remember, was released in the 90s in the US.
Yeah.
So this one was already 2 years old, and the Super Nintendo came out in 91. So supposedly they didn't want to like announce any big games anymore for the NES to push the
other one, yeah.
The game for the Super Nintendo.
There was a rumor, I don't know if it was with this one or the third one, that it was because the game was too hard and they thought that American.
Yeah, that's also part of it, I think. But for the third one, I mean, that's the information I found. No?
Yeah.
But it was released later for PS1 in a compilation called Final Fantasy Origins in 2003. this game, the second one, is a little bit more centered in the history and story. Um, in this game, you don't create your characters, no, you don't roll. You play as like these 4 characters that I created. I like that.
It's more like the formula that it will follow Final Fantasy after that one.
Yeah, you have only 4 main characters: Firion, Gus, Maria, and Leon. And some characters, because from those 4, one doesn't come until like later in the game. And from time to time, you get like a character that's gonna be with you for like a dungeon or a short amount of time. The story is you are like these 4 guy that escaped this town and this castle. I don't remember the name of the castle. It's been invaded by the Empire of Palamecia, and your parents are killed. So these 4 guys, or 3, joins the rebellion, and you try to defeat the Empire. And that's basically it.
Yeah.
The game is the first one that incorporates the Chocobos, for example, and Sid. That is a character that is gonna be in every Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I think in the first one they mention a Sid. I'm not sure, but the first appearance at least is in the second one.
Yeah.
The gameplay is a problem with this one. I think that if you ask Final Fantasy fan, most of them they are gonna say that the second one is the worst. But the thing is, I don't think it's that bad.
No, yeah. I think like the problem with the second one is that apparently it was kind of like advanced for like the time that it came out, and it was like easily or it was easy to break the game, like doing some things.
Yeah, but grindy.
Yeah.
For example, first they introduce a front row and back row in the second one. Of course, you are in the back row, you receive less damage, but you do less damage, physical damage.
Yeah, it's more like for your black and white mage, you should put them in the back.
Of your, if not in the second one, but if you have like a dragoon, of course, you just jump. And
yeah,
the thing is that it doesn't have levels. Your character doesn't have levels, but you level up your stats while doing things. Kind of like, let's say Oblivion, no? If you were jumping, you develop that, no? In this one, if you receive damage, I think you have a chance of leveling up your HP or your defense.
Yeah.
If you attack, you level up your attack, your strength. What I did is something that everybody does. For example, at the beginning, you equip 2 shields, and when you receive damage and you block, I think it was like that. I don't know exactly, but you level up your agility and your chances of evading, and that's kind of the most important stat in the game. If you're gonna play it, you need to do those things, because at the end there are monsters that, even if you have high defense,
they are too.
You need to level up your agility and evading percentage. So there are some times that you are gonna have to just grind a little bit, and of course that each weapon, a type, level up in its own. Like you fight with swords, you're gonna level up sword. On paper, it's a good system if you think about it.
Yeah. But I think it's like, for the time that it came out, it wasn't that good.
Yeah, no, because like I said, or like you say, you can kind of cheat the game by
Yeah.
doing these things. But overall, I don't think it's a bad game.
Would you say
Maybe one.
would you say it's a worse?
I don't know. From the later we do the top again, but maybe from the classic, yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's worse than. I haven't finished 13, for example, or I don't know if it's worse than 13.
But yeah, but I guess yeah, it's a little bit harder to compare those two.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, maybe 13 it is really the worst one.
Or the like, I don't know, 10 to.
It and 2, yeah.
That is, it's not bad. The story is shit,
Yeah.
but the
The
gameplay
gameplay
is
is
good.
good.
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know, but the director of Final Fantasy 13 is the same one as 10 2. So,
Oh.
so now we know why.
I see. Yeah. Okay, then we have Final Fantasy 3. It was released in the 90s. You can see that it was released the same year as Final Fantasy 1 in the US, for example.
So this one never
Yeah.
came to the US after
No.
after the
Second and 3,
no came out.
no, until the
DS.
Nintendo DS remake.
Yeah.
Like a 3D remake in 2009. I mean, of course, you can see that if they release one the same year that the third one was going out in Japan.
Man, they changed the names. Final Fantasy 1 is actually the first one. Final Fantasy 2 is Final Fantasy 4, and Final Fantasy 6 is Final Fantasy 3 in the US.
Yes. Yeah, that was so confusing.
Yeah.
In this one, they incorporated a few things. The X points are back, of course. They got rid of that shitty system on the second one.
Mm.
They introduced a job system. You can change jobs wherever you want. They introduced the special commands like jump or steal, like the first summons.
Yeah.
That's something characteristic from Final Fantasy, no? A dragon with a jump would be like a dragon, no?
Yeah.
For example, in the, I think it was this one. No. Well, the method how you earn the new jobs kind of similar to the second one. No, the second one, no. So the fourth one. No, the fourth one you don't have. I'm confused now.
In the fifth one you have jobs.
Yeah, in the fifth one. That's not. And you go to do this crystal. It's always about crystal, no? First one crystal, second no, third crystal, 4 no, 5 crystals again.
And seeds
When you
again.
have crystal, you do something with the crystals, you save the crystal or whatever, and you get new jobs. In this one, you have 22, I think. You start with Onion 9. That is kind of like a.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Have Onion 9. I have the list here. Let's see. Onion 9, Warrior, Monk, White Mage, Black Mage, Red Mage, Thief, Scholar, Geomancer, or Geomancer, Dragoon, Viking, Dark Knight, Evoker, Bard, Black Belt, Devote, Magus, Summoner, Sage, and Ninja. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's too much. Like I don't know if the fifth one has that many, but like it's kind of like more like Final Fantasy Tactics. That one has a lot of shops too.
I think the fifth one you have more. Doesn't matter. The story is quite simple. Again, 4 orphans. go to explore this cave that was open because of an earthquake.
Yeah.
And eventually it was a cave where one of the crystals was inside, and it chose this for guys to be like the protectors of the crystals. Kind of similar to the first one.
Yeah.
Um, there's like this evil wizard called, I think, Sunday or Shande, I don't know with X how to pronounce it, that is trying to get hold of the crystal and destroy the world, bring chaos to the world. In that case, similar to the first one, there's not much to say about the story. Of course, you go save the crystal or whatever, beat the villain. The story of the first three is quite simple, huh?
Yeah.
It's in the fourth one where it starts to get a little bit more deep.
Yeah, I think the fourth one, everyone says that it's like the first kind of real Final Fantasy in some way.
Yeah, it's a fan favorite for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Fourth one, again, they release a game every year. It's released in 91. This one already for the Super Nintendo. And like you say, it was called Final Fantasy II in the US. And also in the US, I don't know about the EU. If in Europe they did the same changes, no idea. They changed things because of some American laws about like Christianity, whatever. They changed things like holy magic to white. Or they changed some symbols in the game, some sprites, like a cross. They removed some reference. And
yeah, it was happening a lot in that time with games.
Yeah, I remember all the thing with Mortal Kombat, for example.
Yeah. No, like even like other Square's games, like Xenogears, didn't come out in Europe because of the themes that it touched. So there were a lot of games on that time that they were like banned from many countries, or they needed to change certain things to be allowed to be released there.
Yeah. This one was a re-release later for PS1 with like a 3D cutscenes.
Yeah.
I don't know what we are showing or we show, I don't know.
Yeah.
And in the US was released in 2001 with Chrono Trigger.
And in Europe with Final Fantasy V.
Yes. It was Final Fantasy Chronicle and an anthology, I think.
Yeah.
And also they made a remake for 3DS, like the third one, in 2007. I haven't played that one, but they say it's like the hardest version of the game.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly why.
No, me neither. But they say that apparently the translation also is quite good on that one. It has voice acting, that is something important. But yeah, apparently it can be very grindy and very hard and punishing in the difficulty.
Something that we are gonna talk in another episode is like it has like a sequel called The After Years.
Yeah.
That I think was first released in mobile, but then they re-released it for Steam and PSP, the PSP version.
Yeah.
It comes with that also.
Yeah.
Haven't played. I'm gonna play it later.
Some people say that the sequel is a little bit bad. Others say that it's good, like it's okay. I don't know. But
I don't think I need a sequel.
Yeah.
I think you play as the son of Cecil.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, this one is the one that introduced the ATB, the active time battle system. That you have the bar that you can see charging, and when it's charged, you can
Yeah, I think this
do
one.
attack, some action, whatever.
Yeah, but like this one is the one that if you are like playing the game while you are like choosing an ability, the enemy can keep attacking you. No?
Yeah, I don't know in the original because I played a long time ago, but I like we say, I played all the games in the Pixel Remaster.
Yeah.
And in the Pixel Remaster, you can choose, I think,
Yeah.
all the things.
I think in the original you have only that option. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think like when you are like in your turn, the enemy can keep attacking you. It happens the same, I think, in Final Fantasy 9. In Final Fantasy 7, I think it wasn't like that. Yeah.
No, but I think in 9 you could choose also.
Yeah. But it comes by default. It comes like that.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair. Like you have like you want to use an item and you have to be scrolling the menu.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Well, the graphics, of course, are way better in this one. And Cecil, the main character, I think one of the best main characters in a Final Fantasy game. It's because lots of this game you start like an orphan or a random guy that gets powerful, and in the end, that's Cecil. It starts the game and you are the captain of the Red Wings, like the strongest guy in the empire or whatever. Or you start the game and you're already a super strong guy. Of course, you are not, because in the story-wise, Cecil is a really strong guy. But it's kind of like the Emperor sent you to retrieve a crystal, but all the soldiers, everyone like start killing the people and to steal the crystal or whatever. And kind of like Cecil starts to rethink his situation, no? Like is it good what he's doing?
Yeah, I think Final Fantasy IV is kind of like the first one to show like a little bit more how characters can be deep. It's like in this case, this one has kind of like a existential crisis and something like that. But there is a lot of characters that, because of what I play, I remember that there is like, I don't know, Cecil is in love with someone. There is more like side characters that are like deep and things like that.
Cecil is in love with Rosa, and your best friend Kane, that is like a dragoon.
Yeah.
Is in love also, I think, with Rosa, but he gets kind of brainwashed by the Emperor. Yeah, it's the first one that have all these more deep situation.
Yeah, more complex narrative.
Yeah. I think from the classic, maybe it's my favorite. Again, the top we say it later. The ATV system was made by Hiroyuki Ito. That's the one that directed the sixth one. He directed 9 and 12. So you see that this famous guy that directed all the Final Fantasies starts to appear in the older ones.
Yeah, but I think in 12 he was more like a replacement.
Well, yeah. It still is mentioned as.
Yeah, he became the director, but he kind of got late into the development.
Final Fantasy V we have next. It's released in 92, again 1 year after. And this one is the one that they say wasn't released in the US because it was too hard and complex. And instead of that one, they made a Final Fantasy Mystic Quest that I personally don't consider it as a Final Fantasy. It's not even made for Japan. It's like, okay, we
It's,
give you this instead of the
it's Final Fantasy for special people.
yeah. That's what it was. Uh, and it's the first one. I mean, he worked in the previous one, but as a debugger, I think it's the first one that Tetsuya Nomura started to work as a monster designer.
Monster design.
I think, yeah, in this one, monster design. On the first one, I think that Yoshitaka Mano was doing all the character design. Not the pixel design, but
the art of the characters.
Yeah.
Actually, in the CGI cinematics of the newer ports, you can see that the art match perfectly what Amano did in the art style of it's the covers, but like things like that.
Well, again, ATV system. The job system, it's kind of like extended job system, again designed by Ito. They introduced the AP, the ability points. You are an XP, you level up yourself, your character, and with AP, you level up the jobs. And in this one, first you start as a freelancer job. It's not a specific job. No, it's like kind of like only online. No, say. And each time you get new jobs, you can change, level up the job, you get new abilities, and you have some abilities that are like a passive for the job itself, and you have some commands that you get that you can equip it in other jobs. Like at the end, if you level up different classes, at the end, the most powerful is gonna be the freelancer, because a freelancer gets all the passive. I don't remember if all or most of the passive from the other jobs.
Yeah.
So at the end, it's like the most OP class. In this one, you have 22 shops, and I was saying the other one has 22. I don't know. And I have the list: Knight, Monk, Thief, Black Mage, White Mage, Blue Mage, Red Mage, Time Mage, Summoner, Berserker, Mystic Knight, Mine, Beastmaster, Geomancer, Ninja, Ranger, Bard, Dragoon, Dancer, Samurai, Chemist. And in the mobile version, because they re-released it later for mobile, you have 4 new classes: Necromancer, Canyoneer, Gladiator, and Oracle. So you have 26 in the mobile.
Yeah, I think some of the shops that you have in Final Fantasy V, like Dancer and things like that, they are also introduced in Final Fantasy XIV.
Do you have mine?
No, that one I don't know, maybe, but
maybe yeah.
You have like Blue Mage, Dragoon, Bard, and then more like crafting shops.
In this one, again, you have like a short number of characters. You only play with Bards, Lena, Malu, Farif, and Cry. And I would say the worst thing about the game's story is it's weak, but the gameplay and the job system is, I think,
it's fun.
Quite good. Yeah. Well, the story is, again, it's always the crystals. when the crystals are involved, the story is simple, it seems.
Yeah.
That's like the rule. You are like this guy, Bart. You see a meteor falling. You go there, investigate. You join these other characters. Eventually, again, you need to protect the crystals. I don't know if it was protect the crystals. something with the crystal.
Yeah.
There's a villain. The story repeats itself.
Mm. It is kind of like 5 goes a little bit backwards with the story, but improves the gameplay if we need to compare it with 4.
Yeah, totally. I think the gameplay wise, the 5th maybe is the one that I like the most.
Mm.
Even more than 6, for example.
Yeah.
I enjoy the gameplay of the 5th. Nothing more. I think it kind of was released between 4th, that is so good, and 6th, that
For many is the peak of Final
a lot
Fantasy.
of people is the best. Yeah, kinda pass.
Yeah.
Without much notice, no. And also because it wasn't released in the US. But it's not a bad game. Then we have Final Fantasy VI that you played twice already. That was released in '94. Was called Final Fantasy III in the US. And this one is the first that is not directed by Sakaguchi. It was directed by Yoshinori Kitase.
Yeah.
And that he made 7 and 8. And also Hiroyuki Ito again. Sakaguchi was, I think, the producer.
Yeah, he was doing something, but not the main role.
Like we say before, the graphics, of course, are the best that
Mm.
you can get in a
Yeah.
in a Super Nintendo game. With this one and Chrono Trigger, maybe it's like the peak, I would say. And also it's the first Final Fantasy that kind of moves away from the fantasy theme.
Yeah, from it's more like a steampunk and not
Yeah.
medieval. It has some medieval aspects, but it's mostly like a steampunk.
What do you like most?
Of the classics in style?
No, in general, in style.
No.
More fantasy.
No, I like more fantasy, to be honest. I really enjoy Final Fantasy 7 and 8 for what they are, but I don't enjoy, for example, the style of 13 and 10. Because 10 is kind of like futuristic, but then you go to these areas that is not like that. But
yeah, I mean 10 basically is fantasy.
Yeah. It's a weird mix.
Yeah.
13 is all future. It's more like similar to 7, I would say. But 7 is kind of like future inside Midgard. When you get out, it's not like that anymore. Except like from Shunon and very specific locations. It becomes more like a fantasy thing with Cosmo Canyon and Calm. It kind of looks like a castle. And things like that. But yeah, I prefer like more the fantasy setting.
Yeah, I think if it's like futuristic or whatever, if it's more realistic and dark,
yeah,
I quite like.
Yeah, well,
like 13 wasn't that dark, you know, like.
No, well, I think the Final Fantasy VIII is the best one doing that. It has like the kind of like universities or like these big ships that they can move around, and the cities look really nice.
Yeah. I enjoy more 7, but
yeah.
I mean, you too, like.
Yeah.
Well, what can we say about 6?
Yeah.
A lot of people love it.
Sí.
I personally don't love it. I think it's a great game. Maybe it was a peak of Final Fantasy.
Back then, yeah. No, like what I feel more now that I touch the Pizza Remaster, and I was trying to see, because I wanted to see why people feel that way about Final Fantasy VI. For me, it's just that I think they have a nostalgic feeling for the game, because when they talk about like some of the events or like characters like Kefka and things like that, I don't think they are as good as some people make it like to be. I think like it has some special thing that at that time I probably was like mind-blowing, like looking at some of the moments that happen in Final Fantasy VI, because it gets quite crazy, to be honest. And I like some of the feelings that you get later in the game. I can't say much because it's like spoiling one of the best moments.
I mean, let's do like a little bit of recap, like of the story, so we know what we are talking about.
Yeah.
Because you start the game, this game doesn't have a main character.
No.
Not official main character. Like you can play with anyone.
Like
as your main character.
Yeah, we could say that Terra is the one that has a connection with kind of the main plot, or like her origins.
Yeah, but you can say the same thing with like Celeste is super important in the second half.
Yeah.
Or Locke.
Yeah.
Locke is the guy that saves Terra at the beginning. I mean, Terra is a girl that has like special powers. She can use magic, and she is being controlled by the Empire.
Yeah.
Things happen. She gets rid of whatever thing was controlling her.
Yeah, she
and
had
with
like
Locke,
I think she was
like a crown.
Yeah, like a crown or something like that.
Yeah, and with Locke, you can join the resistance eventually against the how's called the Emperor.
Gestalt.
Gestalt, and the main villain, super famous, Kefka. I would say that is the first great villain of a Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Because the other one is always like some space wizard or even like a tree. The fifth one. Without spoil.
But I wouldn't say that it's the best antagonist in the series. No, I don't think it's like that.
No, but
I think
for you is the best, I could say okay.
Yeah.
It's fair.
It's something that is also about taste.
Yeah, I mean he's just it's like the Joker, no?
Yeah.
It's like a super crazy guy that wants power.
Yeah, he's unhinged and he just wants to destroy everything. I mean, that's his motivation.
Yeah. And the game is kind of separated in two parts without spoiling. You have like a first part of the game in the War of Balance, and the second part of the game that something important happened and kind of change the game.
Yeah.
And you go to the War of Ruin.
Yeah.
And maybe it's interesting that in the second part of the game, if you want, you can win the game with 3 or 4 characters, because everyone get dispersed, and you have to go back and recruit everyone in different parts of the world.
That is kind of pain in the ass.
Yeah, the dungeon where Locke is so annoying.
Yeah.
Because you have to make, I don't remember, 2 or 3 parties and change. You go changing from one party to another to.
Yeah, the game do that all the time, I think.
Yeah, in the final dungeon.
Yeah. First is like you have a fight with the Mughals and you need to divide them in 3 like roads, and then you start to do that many times. So I think it's important to always have a little bit your other party members, even if you don't use them as much, with some things, because otherwise you get to that point that it's hard to continue just because the party members that you are using at that time are not your main ones and they don't have enough level. or items.
That's what happened to me and to you.
Yeah.
Like the final part is a pain in the ass because you have to kind of separate your team.
Yeah.
Like your 4 main characters, you have to one here, because if not, you're fucked.
Yeah. And also sometimes it forces you like to make a party of only 3 members to go to some place because you can use another character that maybe will be there for a moment and then he will leave or things like that. And in this one, it's not like you have shops. It's kind of like everyone can do everything.
You don't have shops, but kind of clearly everyone has a innate job.
Yeah.
Kind of like 9. Like in 9,
Yeah.
Zidane is a thief.
Yeah.
In this one, Locke is a thief.
Yeah. But
and Terra is a samurai.
But the thing is, like in this one, you can use espers and you can assign whatever esper you have to any character. So if you have an esper in, let's say, I don't know, Celes, every time that will level up, you will get all the abilities that the esper can use. Well, it's all related to magic, so it will be like
yeah, I know. You level the espers. The esper gives you certain abilities, and some espers, when you level up, it gives you like a +1 in magic.
Yeah.
So you need to plan maybe ahead if you want to min-max the stats.
Yeah.
If you don't care about that, you don't need to. Just learn the abilities that you want, and that's all.
Yeah, there is a lot of espers in the game to collect.
Yeah,
and
like 20-something espers.
Some of them were never used again in the series. Like
it's that kind of like Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah, yeah, because like they had Carbuncle that I don't know, Carbuncle I think appears in Final Fantasy 15, right?
In 8.
Yeah.
In 8, you have to steal it from a boss.
Yeah. Fenrir, like there is so many that. Yeah, I think
Fenrir is in 9.
Yeah. Like there is a lot of them that just were used maybe 1 more time or 2 more times in some of the other games, and then like the main ones are like Bahamut, Shiva, Ifrit, Odin, Ramu, and Leviathan, and sometimes Alexander, Garuda.
Yeah, I mean there are a lot of Esper, Salmon, whatever you want to call it.
Icons.
Yeah, icons. And this one also incorporates this what's called desperation attack, that when you have low HP, your attack can change into something more powerful.
Yeah,
that's kind of like
a trance.
Yeah, like a limit break trance.
Yeah.
Or overdrive. Overall, I think the game is really good, but I don't think it's the best Final Fantasy ever.
No
chance.
No, I think like when it comes to Final Fantasy, it is a franchise that have mutated so much that everyone has a favorite Final Fantasy. Like for me now, I really love Sid's team, but if I need to name the best Final Fantasy ever, I really love 14 too, so it is between 14 16. But if I need to name like a classic Final Fantasy that gives you
14 before 9 and 7.
No, like I need to say objectively I think 9 is the best one. But if I need to speak about like a narrative level, I do like 14 the best one.
Yeah, but the gameplay is nothing innovative.
I don't know, like I don't think it's a matter of like the gameplay. Like 9 is also, it doesn't have any innovation in gameplay.
a lot of things.
No, but it's kind of like the same as the other ones. It's just like 9 is a beautiful story through and through. And I think like if we need to speak about the classic Final Fantasy feeling, 9 is the best one at doing that. I think 7 is really good too. And the problem with 7 is that they kinda milk it so much that it became a weird thing for me. I love 7, but it is in that weird spot now. But yeah, I think 9 is the one that takes the title of best Final Fantasy. But there is so many good things, like Tactics is also such a high level.
Yeah, I would say that probably the best Final Fantasy for you is gonna be the first one you play.
Yeah.
Or the one that you're gonna have in your heart.
Yeah.
No matter what other people say. If you play 13 as the first Final Fantasy,
you might like it.
You're gonna say it's amazing.
Yeah, but like for me, 9, I didn't even play it until I met you, and it became a favorite of mine.
Well, but you have 7 here.
Yeah, but like today, if you say you need to pick one, and that's it, I pick 9 over 7. Like I find that more, I don't know, interesting to play. I think it's fun to play. I think it has better characters. The story is more like, I don't know, emotional in a way that is easy to connect with the story, and everything feels like natural in some way. How the characters develop, Vivi, Zidane, Garnet, everyone has like a special moment that you can see them like grow, and that's special. Like the game allows themselves to, I don't know, to do whatever you need. And like side content, like if we need to talk about the side content too, it's really fun to play. You go with the chocobo, you get the chocograph, you explore the world to get the stuff. The how is it called, the secret super boss? Osma is such a, it's a really hard boss, but it's a really fun fight that you can have. And maybe the card game wasn't like as good as Final Fantasy VIII, but yeah, it works too.
I don't know why people like the card game of 8. I mean, the card game itself, it's not good. I mean, they like it because all the things you can do with the card game.
Yeah, no, but I think
the card game is not much different than the 9.
No, I think like what it does is that it changed some things that weren't necessary. I can't remember exactly how it works, the card game in 9. But like the one in 8 is fun to play. It's Triple Trial is a good mini game. Like I spent hours playing in Final Fantasy VIII, not only because of the thing, but you can get all the cards, and I don't know, it is a well-made mini game inside a game that doesn't have anything to do with cards.
Yeah, but still a weak card game.
Yeah.
Like some people say, oh, the card game in 8.
Yeah, some people say that it should be something that needs to be in every Final Fantasy game.
I for example, when in Witcher 3, I think that's a good card game.
Man, that's yeah.
I mean, even got released.
Yeah.
Like standalone game.
Yeah, but yeah, they put a lot of things in that one.
Geralt, you need to rescue CD. Let's play one.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
But yeah, I think we're gonna make another series, maybe just for 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
Then I will try.
Yeah. Then
I will try to tackle what is 11 and 14. 11
and 14. I wanna also incorporate other online games because I think they're related.
Yeah.
Like a online special episode.
Yeah. And then we have the spin-off. and the rest of
Then
the
we have the hand spin-offs, 13, 15, 16,
12.
and lots of more, lot of game more.
Yeah, spin-off. I don't know. I won't touch all the spin-off. I think you are the one in charge of.
Yeah, I need to play with finals. I have them all physically.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make like a ranking
Of
from
every
from the first six now.
Okay.
I would say number one, of course, 4. Final Fantasy 4.
But
Number
if you need
two-
to put it in a tier list, when you put it S plus or S.
Wait, I wasn't prepared for it. Give me a second and I tell you. I don't even know. I don't remember how we scored again.
From F, I think, to S
I'm
plus.
gonna go to first load .gaming. First, Final Fantasy 4 is the best one. Again, number 1. And I would say on our tier list that goes from S plus. S plus, it will be like a 10, like a perfect game, almost perfect.
Yeah.
S, we say it's kind of like a 9, 9.5. A could be 7, 8 until almost 9.
Yeah.
B is a 6 to 7. It's kind of we have this system because it's not that specific. How you feel. Maybe my B is a little bit more closer to 7 than yours, so depend on the game. C, we say like a 5, 6. D is a 4, 5, and F is 1 to 4.
Unplayable.
Yeah. So Final Fantasy 4, I would say, is a S. Yeah, I would say it's an S. An S. Then Final Fantasy 6, number 2. I would say it's an S too. Could be an S plus for some people, but not for me.
No,
I don't think it's a perfect game.
for me it's an A.
Okay, it's Ben, buddy.
Yeah, but not because I want to just attack the game. It's just the way I felt with the game. Yeah, but mostly because when you start to get into Final Fantasy and you want to play the old ones, it's always like, no, 6 is the best one, is the best one. And then you go with your like, because you already played 7, 8, 9, and many others, you go with high hopes that it will be insane. And of course, you need to go with a mindset that it's a very old game. But still, I think like, if you need to compare it with 7, that is just the one that comes after, the jump between those two is such a difference. That
I would say that if they didn't make me fight in 3 teams, 1 or maybe 2 max, maybe it could be S plus for me. But that was so annoying that I can't.
Yeah.
I literally saved my life that you have with Mog, you have like an accessory equipment that you don't you skip all the fights. No, you don't have fights, random encounters.
Yeah.
So one team was Mog with that and walking on all the dungeon without fighting.
Yeah.
And then when you have to fight some boss in that last dungeon with that team, it's like,
yeah, in the console version, if you want, you can turn off the random encounters.
yeah, I played on PC.
Yeah.
You don't have that on PC.
No, there is like a few extra things that they put in the console version, but I don't know why.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Again, Then number 3, I would say Final Fantasy 5, and I would put it in a A tier. Could be B, but I think A is fair because the job system is very good.
Yeah.
Then, for me, I would say Final Fantasy 1. I don't know if A, B tier, I need to think. When we make the full tier with every Final Fantasy, I'm gonna think it. So, but 1, yeah, A, but yeah, let's say or B. Then Final Fantasy 3. Final Fantasy 3, yeah, B for sure. And Final Fantasy 2 will be number 6. I would say it's a C or D. It's not an F.
No, yeah, but F for me, F is like it's unplayable the game.
It's not an F in this kind of tier list
No,
compared
yeah.
with all the rest of the games. But if it's only in Final Fantasy games, could be an F. Only in Final Fantasy. But F in Final Fantasy, in like a normal tier, maybe it's a D or C.
Yeah.
But no, it's not an F. There are way worse Final Fantasy. Like all that mobile shit is an F.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
No, but
yeah,
Ever Crisis I think is a S plus, eh?
Ever Crisis is an F minus.
Yeah.
I mean, the game looks good.
Yeah.
If they make a remake of Final, if they make that same game all connected without the gacha, and they sell it, it will be great for people that didn't play the original.
Yeah.
Just pay some, I don't know, $30-40.
No, yeah, I think like the bad part of that game is just that if they decided to put some things that could be canon, like Sephiroth's background story when he was a young kid and other stuff. So if you put me that in a game that I won't be able to continue because I need to pay money to level up and keep playing, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's such a dirty mechanic inside the game that
that part story itself is not bad.
no, the story is
what's
not
bad is the system.
No, yeah, like I like the story and I like that we get more information about that. It's just that they put it in a game that is so limited in the way that you can play it because it will get to a point that you can't continue without putting money. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, we don't play mobile games.
No. Would you say that Final Fantasy 7, 8 and 8 and 9 are S, but 9 S plus, no, but 7 and 8 S?
Yeah, for sure. Maybe 8 could be 8.
Yeah, I like
because the magic system kind of sucks.
Yeah, I think
I don't like it.
Like I think it's interesting. The problem is that it is challenging too. Like and like the game itself doesn't explain that system that well too, that you will understand it to the full extent. But it has some nice things. Like I like the gameplay. The thing is that it's kind of messy. I like that you could just not level up your character in the traditional world and have everything level 1, but level up like the skills and the magic to just like be super powerful. I think that's interesting, but it is weird.
Yeah, I mean, I like the story, I like the characters, the music.
Yeah, the music is really good.
Yeah, but gameplay wise, it's the weakest of those at least. I mean, I like the GF system, but
Yeah, I don't know if I like it. The gameplay, I don't know if I like it more than 9, because 9 is very simple. Doesn't have much stuff going on. Like, it's just equipping items to get the skills and that's it. Yeah, no, it's not bad. It's just simple. But like 7, it has the crazy stuff with the materia.
Yeah, 7 is the best system.
Yeah,
has the best system. The materia system.
And it's really nice that they kind of achieve the same in the remake and other stuff. Because
yeah, I mean, if you remake it without the materia system, it's gonna fail.
No, but like I feel, for example, if you play the remake on hard, there is no way of beating the game if you don't have the perfect combination of materia. Maybe in the base of the game, like playing in normal difficulty, is okay, like you are making more of a experimentation. But in hard difficulty, you really need to have the precise materials to just survive without items, because that's a problem.
Well, let's see how it's gonna be in the reverse.
Yeah.
Something else that you want to say?
No, we're gonna be back next week with a review, maybe review in progress of Phantom Liberty, the expansion for Cyberpunk, maybe your definitive review of Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know what other thing we have in store.
You have a surprise, and I know for sure.
Yeah.
But don't tell anyone. Keep it to yourself until the next episode.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I'm just saying. It's gonna blow your mind.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. See you in the next episode.